You're watching Fox 35 News Plus, streaming on Fox Local.
Welcome back into Fox 35 News Plus. Want to give you a live look in Orlando as we are awaiting the announcement of a new United Football League team coming to Orlando, the Orlando Storm. You see it right there, this event getting underway, and there's Fox 35's Ryan Elijah, who is emceeing it. Let's go ahead and listen in.
We want to welcome you on a historic day as well. Not just a proud day for the United Football League, but certainly for the Orlando community, where we can focus on our spirit and the football passion that we have, and we'll focus on that. You'll hear from a lot of great characters as well that I've had a chance to talk to over the last 20 minutes. At this time, though, we want to meet the man that has really led the charge for the United Football League. He's got over 25 years' experience in professional football and has worked behind the scenes to make this day happen. Please welcome Russ Brandon, the President and CEO of the United Football League.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Big day. Excited to be here. I'm going to give you a very quick little story. When I heard about the new vision, the new strategy, which you're going to hear about shortly, one of the first phone calls I made was to Mark Wilf. It was a very brief conversation. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for Jared and if it wasn't for Caesar and the team here in Orlando, you guys were amazing, and we're absolutely thrilled to be here, so thank you, Jared. Then I made another phone call. I called my buddy Jason Siegel, who he and I share a very close mutual friend, and I said, Jason, here's what's happening. He said, Russ, real simple, I'm here to assist, I'm here to support, I'm here to help in any way I can. And by the way, if you have the opportunity, come out to our event and watch what we're doing with celebrating women in sports. And only 800 people were there. And I will tell you this, if there's a better sports commission in the country, I need to see it. Amazing what you do, Jason. Thanks for being here. And also Mayor Dyer, you know, when I got there, he wasn't only there, he participated celebrating one of your own. I hear your voice every single time I come into this city. It was great to meet you that day, so Mayor Dyer, thank you. And obviously, Lieutenant Governor Collins, great to meet you. Delta Force, an absolute badass. We appreciate all you've done, your service. And I'm going to introduce another badass here, our new owner, Mike Rapoli. I told the story yesterday. I got on a Zoom with Mike about 6 months ago for 1 hour. It ended 4 hours later. And when I got off that Zoom, I pushed my chair back and I go, this is exactly what this league needs. This is exactly the person that needs to lead our organization. We all know about Mike's success. Obviously, everything at Body Armor, Vitamin Water, Smart Water, Pirates Booty. He has an unbelievable passion. He has unbelievable drive, relentless drive, energy, commitment. He's one of the top owners in all of horse racing. So, yes, you'll all be rooting for fierceness on October 31st at the Breeders' Cup as well. But the one thing that Mike does, Mike wins. He wins at everything he does. And it is an honor for us to be a part of this journey with him as we move forward. But he's authentically himself. With all of his success, he is still just Mike from Queens, which I have a massive amount of respect for. So it is my honor, it's my privilege to introduce a great American success story, Mike Rapoli.
I might be Mike from Queens. My daughter is going to be Joya from Orlando. So I'm happy to be here, man. It's really, really special. I got involved with the United Football League about 2 years ago. I started having discussions with them, and just like the state of Florida, I love football, and I saw maybe there was an opportunity, and about 2 years of talking with my other partners, Fox. Ryan, you did a great job, so Fox will be happy with you, and ESPN and Redbird Capital, and also Danny Garcia, who lives also here in Orlando, which is pretty cool, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's looking to win an Oscar this year. I'm going to win the year after, but he's going to win this year. We're going to split it. And, I just thought that football had another level to it. Then, my wife and I, Maria, we've been married 26 amazing years. She probably thinks it's 5 amazing years. I think it's 26. But, we're from New York. She's from Brooklyn. I was from Queens. We got married, moved to Long Island. And in about 1995, my mom bought a house down in Orlando. And she moved to Hunters Creek. So I've been part of the Orlando community for 30 years now. In 2007, Maria and I, we actually bought a home that was big enough for my parents, my grandmother, and for when me and Maria wanted to come down here 2 months a year. And growing up, I just, buddy, you've done a great job with the city. Honestly, it's just like when you think of New York, oh, it's the Empire State Building and Statue of Liberty, and it's Manhattan, it's so much more. When you think of Orlando, you think it's Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy. This is a great city, man. And we could have moved anywhere we wanted to, and, this was the place we chose. We chose Orlando for a lot of reasons. And, I have my family office down here, which is really, really special. And I have a lot of people that I've moved down here. But Orlando is a growing city. It's a great city. It's a sports city. I've been to a lot of Orlando Magic games. I've been a big supporter and a fan of UCF football, and what Scott Frost and what Terry the AD is doing over there is really, really special. And I've watched it grow so much over the last 5 or 6 years. Maria and I have been down here for about 6 years. I thought there was an opportunity. I came to an Orlando City soccer game. This stadium's only been around for like 7 or 8 years. And it's amazing. The Orlando Pride, I think they won a championship, I think. I hope I'm correct here, thank God. If I was wrong, I apologize, Jared. I would have blamed you and Caesar that they didn't win the championship. But congrats to you. But and I'm just watching this city grow, and it's special. To me, I think of Atlanta, I think of Nashville, and I think of Charlotte, and I think of cities that are starting to grow. UCF with almost 80,000 students. I think it's number 2 behind, I think, Arizona State. And Arizona State, they're really just looking to party and not really have an education. Here at UCF, we get an education, but it's special. And I'm proud to be a resident of Orlando, and I'm really prouder to be raising my daughter here. She goes to a great school here. When Maria and I had to pick schools for Joya, there are so many great schools here. I told Maria this is very simple. Whatever's within 3 miles of the house, and that's the way we chose our schools. So I was a C student. Joya aspires to be a C student. And as I said, I have a lot of people that work for me, and the A students work for the C students. So there's a reason why I'm up here and they're down there, but I don't want to talk about that right now. So, but for me, I met, first of all, let me thank Jared and Caesar from the Orlando City and the Wolves. They've been great, and they're great ambassadors to the city of Orlando and what they did to buying this team down here. So incredible. I love this stadium. I love it being downtown. On the way here, I passed Camping World, and I know we're doing so much work to Camping World. And, I think maybe if the Jacksonville Jaguars need a place to stay for a year or two, we have a place. And I can call Shad right now if you want. I can ask him. Let's see. They had a big win last night, so we need to get them down here. And it would be amazing for the city, by the way, Buddy. And, I met Buddy 3 years ago. I had him into my family office with my president, Sean McLaughlin, and Daniel, who's my VP of Finance. And I wanted to know more about the city. And I told him that I want to be part of the community. I want to help this city grow. I want to be involved in creating more jobs in the city, bringing some more events to the city, maybe even more teams. And, I think this is the start of, what me and you talked about 3 years ago. To bring a United football team here, I mean, whether I'm at Publix or I'm walking in the area or I'm at, Joya's school picking it up, you see Dolphin jerseys, Jaguar jerseys, Buccaneer jerseys. You see UCF jerseys. You see Florida jerseys, Florida State jerseys, Miami jerseys. I mean, Florida is football. You know, it's Florida 1, Texas 2. When I'm in Texas next week, I'll say Texas 1, Florida 2. But for now, it's Florida 1, Texas 2. Just have to be transparent about that. But to bring this team here is extremely special to me. I mean, it's, you know, I love sports. And to just bring a professional team down to a city that I've now adopted as my city is pretty special. I want to thank, you know, Jay Collins, Lieutenant Governor. Thank you so much for coming here, and I appreciate it. And Jason, you know, Sports Commission, we met. I was at a UCF game a couple weeks ago, and some stalker came up to me, and it turned out to be Jason. And you know, I met him, his wife. I had no idea if I believed what he did, but he's here today, so I guess he does work in the Sports Commission. But we had a great conversation about events, and he promised us that we were going to get the Super Bowl here. I don't know if you told everybody yet, but you promised, and you said if I couldn't do it in 2 years, you would resign. That's what he told me. So excited about that, and you know, also happy about, you know, the logo, the name. I actually came up with the name because every day in Florida between 4:30 and 6, there's storms every single day. I came to a soccer game. It started at 7:30. It didn't go on till 11:30. You know, every time there's a lightning bolt, we have to wait 45 minutes. I mean, I think that's a little exaggerated rule. Maybe, buddy, you can get that changed. But I think the Storm is the right name. And, you know, I know football has been done down here. I know about the Renegades. I know about the Guardians, and they played in that big stadium called Camping World. I know about the Apollos that did pretty good. They played at UCF. But I think right now is the perfect storm for this team to be in Orlando. We have a downtown area that's booming. We have an incredible stadium that was built by the previous owner. I think it's pretty special. As we build Orlando, we build downtown. This stadium is going to be great for football. You guys see the excitement it is already for soccer. For football, it's going to be really, really special. I mean, every seat, there's no bad seat in the house. Everybody's on top of it. Watching football in this stadium is going to be very, very special. And, you know, I know there'll be a lot of Florida State and Miami fans and a lot of Tampa Bay and Jacksonville fans, but everybody in Orlando can be a Storm fan. So the opportunity and the vision that I had about, you know, trying to bring more professional sports here. You know, there's always a rumor about a baseball team being here, and once Jason and Buddy get a dome built down here, we could probably do that. Buddy, got to move that a little bit quicker, okay? And you know, but Orlando is a big city, and it's going to be an incredible city. We got the built-in infrastructure for a lot of years, and a lot of cities lack that. This is already built in, so I see Orlando being, you know, look at the real estate market, what you guys have done and what's happening. So I'm excited by this, and the Orlando Storm is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to work with the local community, local sponsorships, local business owners, local, you know, hospitals, local events, really tied into the community, and really, really have fun with this. And you know, my goal and my dream is to have this stadium filled. You know, just like when you guys started, it took a while before we were able to fill that stadium. Fill this stadium with a Orlando Storm, you know, orange and black and purple. I added the purple because every seat here is purple. I don't know if you knew that. Maybe the Wolves bought it because they own the Vikings already and said, hey, this worked out well. So we're happy. But listen, I'm excited about the future of Orlando. I'm excited about the future of the Storm. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, thank you, and thank you for your commitment to the city of Orlando. And obviously, he's going to be a good interview. I don't think we need to, we know that for sure. It's tough to follow, though. I'm looking at the guy that has to follow him next to the batting order. It's a guy that has played a pivotal role in landing this decision as well. Jason Siegels, the president and CEO of the Greater Orlando Sports Commission, a great friend of the league and local media.
Mike and your family office, on behalf of the 138 members of our board of directors, including, ironically, our chairman of the board, Cesar Lopez, with Orlando City, Orlando Pride. We are so excited to be here with you today to welcome the UFL and the Orlando Storm to our community. So thank you. There are so many shiny examples in this market of franchises who've been welcomed with open arms, standing on the shoulders, of course, of our legacy franchise, the Orlando Magic, who were welcomed into the NBA in 1989, followed by Orlando City Soccer, our world champion Orlando Pride, Orlando Solar Bears, Orlando Squeeze, and the Orlando Valkyries. Hundreds of sports stakeholders in our community, from venue operators to sales and marketing managers. And on behalf of the sports business community, we're delighted, Mike, that you and the UFL selected Orlando. Inter&Co Stadium, where we sit today and stand today, is an absolute crown jewel, not only in this community, but across Major League Soccer. And we are proud to be the home, and we're selected by the Will family, and love the incredible work that Jared and his team do here. So you couldn't have picked a better group to work with and to partner with. An incredibly collaborative, we talk about it all the time, Mayor, an incredibly collaborative leadership group across all of our elected officials, our tourism leaders, leadership across this marketplace that come together, especially you, our man in the arena, Mayor Dyer, Mayor Demings, and so many others who've been wildly supportive of our hometown franchises and sports venues. Our community is incredibly supportive of football. Football crazy, I'd call it. Cheez-It Bowl, Pop-Tart Bowl, Cure Bowl, Florida Classic, NFL Pro Bowls, hometown of our UCF Knights, and a robust youth and amateur organizations like the AAU and Pop Warner. So, Mike, congratulations to you, the ownership group of Fox, Redbird Capital, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Danny Garcia, ESPN, and of course our new friends, Russ Brandon and Brooke Campbell and Katrina Perez, on this incredible announcement. We can't wait to cheer on the Orlando Storm here at Inter&Co Stadium. Thank you so much.
Jason, thank you. I love talking to Jason every few months about all the exciting things that are coming to the city of Orlando. Next up, Jason mentioned this building and how special it is, and the next guest is a part of that and is an integral part of the strategic vision of bringing the United Football League here as well. He is the president of business operations for Orlando City, also the Orlando Pride and Inter&Co Stadium. Please welcome Jared Dillon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Inter&Co Stadium, the now home of the Orlando Storm. I'd like to start by thanking our chairman and owner that you've heard a few times, Mr. Mark Wilf. Mark, as Russ alluded to, started these conversations based on his years of relationship, and Mark could not be here in person, but wanted to pass along his thanks to everybody involved in this process. I get to stand up here and represent, roughly 200 employees across our soccer teams and our stadium, and we couldn't be more proud today to invite another professional franchise to Orlando, and most importantly, to Inter&Co Stadium. I'd also like to thank, from the UFL, Mike Rapoli, Russ Brandon, Wendy Bass, and your entire staff. It's been a pleasure and honor, a lot of hard work to get to the finish line. Your energy, Mike in particular, your energy gave us a lot of confidence in this project, in partnership, in working together. So I'd like to thank you all very much for helping us continuing to bring world-class events to Orlando. Speaking of world-class events, on behalf of our staff at Inter&Co Stadium, we're going to work extremely hard to make sure that this is a great success for our community. Last year, we hosted over 200 events, welcomed roughly 750,000 visitors to Inter&Co Stadium. We firmly believe that we are a major force in driving economic impact to our community through tourism, through creating jobs, and other various means of economic impact. And we're looking forward to doing that alongside the Orlando Storm. In closing, I also want to just recognize the local businesses that are represented to here. Many of our partners, Inter&Co, as well as Orlando Health. Many other partners are in the room right now that have worked with us for many years. I think that is a great sign and showing of support that they're here in this room today to help us welcome the Orlando Storm properly to our community. And in closing, to the players, the coaches, the staff, and all the fans, welcome to Orlando, welcome to Inter&Co Stadium, and welcome the Orlando Storm.
Jared, thank you. We want to bring a number of people back on stage now. So Mike, Russ, Jason, Lieutenant Governor Collins, the mayor, and Jared, if you can all come up now. Gentlemen, thank you. Except for Mayor Dyer. You have to stay up here. So next up, Mayor Dyer is on stage, and he's going to join us now. A man that's been a part of many sports announcements over the years and part of a revitalization of downtown. Creative Village is one of the many projects, and this is the latest announcement with the Orlando Storm. Mayor Dyer.
Thank you, Ryan. What a fun day for the city of Orlando. And you are all part of history being here for this first kickoff event. I'm pleased to be here with Commissioner Rose. So also on behalf of the Orlando community, we are happy to welcome the UFL and the Storm to Orlando. And we continue to be the nation's premier sports destination. We are proud of our community. We're proud that we invest in our venues so that we have venues when we bring something like this. We have actually had probably 3 choices on where you can play your games, but what a great pick in Inter&Co. It's a great home for venue for the Storm. Coach Gooch wanted me to remind everybody what was the first American football game played right here in this stadium. It was a Cure Bowl, and I'm pretty sure it's only, well, it's been there at least 3 times, 4 times, Coach, wherever you are, and that's 4, and I think that's the only American football games that have been played. But the Storm will be the first home team for that, and I think I've made so many great memories here, and I appreciate the fact that you went ahead and picked purple. Seems like we're going to have to get the Magic to switch over. It'd be kind of like, well, who else does that? Pittsburgh, I guess, has all of their teams that are one color, but it's pretty cool that we'll be able to have a UFL team here. So to Mike and Russ and the UFL leadership team, Jared and the Orlando City and Pride front office, and Jason and Go Sports, thank you for collaborating to bring pro football, pro-American football back to the city of Orlando. And we look forward to cheering the Storm back to a championship. And we only have one major league championship in the history of the city of Orlando, and that is the, who, Jared? Orlando Pride. And Coach Spurrier tries to claim one for the Apollos, but they didn't finish the season, so I don't think that's quite accurate. They were the best team in that league, but they didn't quite make it. So we look forward to having a parade for the championship when the Storm win the championship. Thank you.
Mayor Dyer, thank you. Also a big day for the state of Florida, and we have Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, who is here with us as well, and he's going to share some words from Tallahassee. Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you. Well, what an incredible day to be here. It really is. Everybody in Florida loves football. We know that. Mike, you hit it on the head. Whether it's the Bucks, the Jags, the Dolphins, we love football. To have a team right here in Central Florida, our very own Orlando Storm, what an incredible opportunity. But Mike, here's the thing. When's the championship coming? Year 1, year 2, what's it going to be? It's got to be fast. All right, first 3 years, from his mouth to God's ears, right? First 3 years, that's the plan. So no pressure at all. But to the coaches, the general managers, the players, the families, we are so excited for you to be here. One of the things that excites me, it's not just the opportunity to have American football here in Orlando, it's the economic opportunity of growth, things moving forward, and all of those opportunities expanding across themselves. Florida is very hot right now. People want to come here, businesses are growing, and American pro sports is where it's at. Mike, I'm excited to see what you've done right here, but I know your relentless pursuit of excellence is going to drive this thing forward. We're going to have a championship in the first 3 years. That's what we've just said, from here to God's ears. And I look forward to seeing where this goes. The UFL, the Orlando Storm, excellence, moving forward day in, day out, but that's what we do here in Florida. Thank each of you for being here. It's incredible to see you here. It's incredible to share this opportunity with Mike and the incredible team that you've assembled. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and let's go Storm.
All right, so there's going to be immediate availability, but there's also been, I think it was trending online, so Mike's going to come back on stage now, and you're going to have an opportunity. Did you know this part, or is this? No, he didn't know. So we're going to have an opportunity for you to ask Mike questions. There'll be the media availability later, so Mike, come on back up stage. There will be, raise your hand, and there'll be a microphone out there. You can ask Mike directly a question.
He needs a mic.
Congratulations on the new team here in Orlando. My name is Alan from the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. I actually had the honor of covering the Orlando Guardians. For people who were a little skeptical about coming back to Orlando, what could you say to those people?
I followed it a little bit where, one, they played at Camping World, which was way different. I don't think the league was as funded as it is now. And I thought the venue was an issue. And from what I remember, the team, I don't know if they won 1 or 2 games. I mean, they lost immediately. Now that I've guaranteed a few championships, I'm not really concerned about that. So we should be okay. But I think Orlando's changing. It's the biggest thing we're going to do when I take over the league is obviously with this national league, but the 8 local markets are more important than nationally. So being inside the market is going to be very important. Working with the incredible sponsors and people that have helped, from Inter&Co to the many sponsors you guys have here. We have to be in the community. That I actually live in the community and is pretty special. Danny Garcia lives in the community. But, I've built brands my whole life. Nothing gets built overnight. And I think, everybody wants that instant gratification. And you want, there's no overnight success story. But we're going to do this right. We're going to build this league right, one fan at a time. Well, Anthony Beck from St. Louis is here. I fired him this morning. He lives. I found out he lives in Tampa. I mean, it's a pretty close commute, so he doesn't know that yet. So I want to keep that between this group. The one thing about it's going to start at the end of May. I'm sorry, at the end of March. I apologize. And I think our championship is going to be about June 8th. I think around June, and it's a 10-game season with 2 playoffs. Next year we're going to look at maybe, starting it a little bit earlier, ending a little earlier. There's so much out there that we're going to try. As far as the head coach and the players, by the way, one thing that I'm working with Russ and our management team is when you put a team in Orlando, I want to have players that the fan base are familiar with. Florida State players, Florida players, UCF players, Miami players. I mean, people that have ties to Florida and ties to Orlando. So, there are so many great players that come out of the state, whether they stay in state or out of state, and, that 0.0001% make the NFL. We want to help other people get to the next level. So, if Florida, Florida State, Miami, and UCF have, 40, 50 draft picks a year, maybe only 10 to 12 actually make the league, bringing some of those players down here. So we're working on a structure like that. And, having a coach that knows Florida or local ties are very, 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 very important to us. Steve Spurrier, I think, is over 80 now. Might be a little too much, but Buddy does know him, so maybe Buddy can make a call.
I'm Alex Walker with Channel 9 in Orlando. Is there going to be a league-wide emphasis on making the UFL affordable for families? Is it cheaper tickets? Is it cheaper beers? Is it not $16 Bud Lights? Is there an emphasis on that?
Yeah, Alex, when you said family and then you went to cheaper beers, you kind of lost me a little bit. But I mean, my daughter's 10; she doesn't drink, but it's all right. No, maybe obviously you're just worried about yourself. We'll buy your beers if you come to all the games, if that's okay. The biggest thing we talked about is approachable, accessible, and affordable. Fun family football, and there's no doubt. If you go to the Jaguars or Dolphin game, 5 tickets, all in, probably $2,000, your parking and everything like that. We want people to get into the stadium for $200. Come with a family of 5. Come back the week after with 2 friends and their families of 5. That's what we want to do. Fan engagement, fan experience. This stadium does it very easily for you. Every seat feels great. So 100% working the local area, flag football to maybe Pee-wee football at halftime, really, making sure we work with boys and girls clubs in the local schools. We're gonna do everything we can to be fan friendly but super affordable, and it's going to be very exciting. So and we'll get you some beers also. Okay. Yeah. Actually, my brother's here. He loves beer. So maybe you guys can meet up after this. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, J.C. Carnahan, Orlando Business Journal. About the change to the smaller soccer-specific stadiums, can you elaborate on that? What was the key in making that happen, and how long was that being discussed before it eventually came to fruition?
Yeah, again, I was speaking to the ownership team at the UFL 2 years ago, and talks fell out. And then this year, I really got more intense in the conversations. I mean, I kept watching the games on either Fox or ESPN, and the quality of football was so good, but when you put 10,000 people in a stadium with 70,000, I thought it was COVID 2020 again. It looked like a COVID game, and it's almost like if you go to a restaurant that has 20 tables and 19 are available, I don't know, you start to feel like you're getting food poisoning before you eat. It doesn't give you a good feeling, a good atmosphere, a good environment. So the moving football, this is arena football outdoors. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. And these venues didn't exist 10 years ago. This stadium, I think, was built in 2017. We're moving into a Louisville Stadium that was built in 2022, a historic Crew Stadium that was built in 2015. So now I think it makes so much sense. And I've been here for a couple soccer games. Every seat is incredible. Like, you're right on top. Like, you feel like you can throw a ball to the players, which you could. So I think football is going to play amazingly in the stadium, and just the contact of football in this stadium is going to be really, really special. So for me, it was, think about every other sport. The Orlando Magic couldn't fit 80,000 people. They can draw that. An NHL team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, couldn't fill. So why should a sport like us? It's very difficult. So for us, it makes a lot of sense, and I think the product's going to look great on TV and even better in action.
Mike, thank you. That is the final question for now, and it ends the press conference. So from the United Football League, thank you for coming as well. They're going to do a couple pictures on the side. Media availabilities will be on the back to my right. So as soon as they're done with pictures, back there is where you need to go. Thank you.
News conference wrapping up at Inter&Co Stadium, where they announced a new UFL team coming this coming spring. You heard them say the season running from March to June. There are 8 teams in the league, a 10-game season with 2 playoffs as well. The Orlando Storm going to call Inter&Co Stadium their home, joining the Orlando City FC and also the Orlando Pride, who regularly play there. The exciting announcement today, Orlando, one of 3 new cities that is getting UFL teams this year. The other cities being Louisville, Kentucky, Columbus, Ohio. They will join the UFL for the upcoming spring football season in the league that relaunched back in 2024 after that merger between the UFL and the XFL. We're going to take a break here on Fox 35 News Plus, but we'll be right back.